And I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, so then the only answer I could kind of come up with is, well, something must be wrong with me. Hey dancers, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to the Confident Dancer YouTube channel, and also, again, now podcast if you haven't seen my other videos. If you want to listen to this in podcast format, you can find me on Apple and Spotify podcasts under the Confident Dancer podcast. If you don't know me, I am a mindset coach for dancers. I specialize in helping dancers overcome the mental blocks that so many of us experience that are holding us back in our mental well-being and also our performance. So you can, build confidence, thrive, perform to your fullest potential, all that good stuff. I love talking about the mental side of dance. Today, along those lines, I really want to talk about why you might be having a really hard time stopping feeling insecure or being really critical of yourself. Essentially, no matter what mental challenge you're experiencing, maybe it is being really hard on yourself and not feeling good enough, or maybe it is some sort of insecurity like I'm the underdog, feeling imposter syndrome. Maybe it's also something like performance anxiety or self-doubt. Whatever the mental challenge it is that you're experiencing, if you're having a hard time resolving that, I want to make this video to first tell you that's completely normal. You are normal for experiencing things like this. And what I wish someone told me when I was going through that as a younger dancer is nothing is wrong with you. I didn't know what to do about these challenges, and so I continued to struggle there was like a solid year where I really was struggling, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, so then the only answer I could kind of come up with is, well, something must be wrong with me. And so I really want to make this video to share with you why this might be going on and why it might be hard for you to really break free from it so that you can have some understanding and some compassion for yourself. I do really believe that awareness of the real cause is the first step. Well, awareness of what's going on and then exploring, okay, what's causing it. Those are the first two steps. I just want to educate you a little bit more on how your mind works so that if you've been just trying positive thinking or not caring what people think or just trying to ignore the thoughts in your head and it hasn't been working, I want to educate you on kind of the mental mechanics behind some of these challenges so you understand why simple positive thinking or willpower to think something different or avoidance isn't going to really work. Those used to be my favorite strategies too, because it's all I knew. It is all I knew. So many of us put pressure on ourselves to know how to change our internal struggles as if we should just know, as if we should just be able to just wish away these challenges. And we don't treat our technique or our training like that. We have teachers and we learn how to do proper technique. We don't assume we already just know it, right? So I want to say, I know that the internal struggles we can have, they do feel so personal that it also feels like, yeah, well, I should know how to just let it go or be strong enough to just let it go and not struggle with this. I used to think that way too, and it just made me judge myself a whole lot and feel shame, and then things just got worse because I was feeling shame. So I just want to share that as well in case that helps you to release some judgment for yourself. I'm going to share the first thing I want you to know is that the reason why, let's use the example of a persistent insecurity that you're not good enough. If you're having a hard time pushing aside thoughts like that, or having a hard time not doing the behaviors that thought is causing you to do, like maybe tense up whenever you know you're being seen, or maybe kind of want to hide when you're doing a step that you think you're not that good at, or maybe it causes you to constantly look around at other dancers and compare yourself to them. These core, it's really a belief, I'm not good enough. These core beliefs cause us to do all sorts of behaviors like comparison, being overly attached to external validation, or hiding. Or sometimes it causes us to hide, like shrink, hold back, freeze, kind of stand towards the back. Sometimes it causes us to hustle. We tend to go one or two ways to cope with these challenges. Hustling looks like being extra hard on yourself and having really high standards and not accepting any mistakes and working as hard as you possibly can to the point of burnout and injury. If this is sounding like you, this is totally normal. This is how humans work. We have these core limiting beliefs like I'm not good enough that were formed from a past experience. Like there's a valid reason why that felt true for you at one point and continues to feel true, even if you have gotten evidence that you are good enough, even if you get the occasional role that's like, oh, you know what, maybe I can't do this. Or you're getting some proof that you definitely are good enough, but still you have this belief going on in the back of your head, like, I'm not good enough, and it feels true. That's because your mind, at some point in the past, when you had probably repetitive or one or two emotionally intense experiences, our minds form these beliefs because it feels so true based off of our past experiences. Then our mind takes that felt truth and turns it into a belief that it then projects on all of our other life experiences. Why? Your brain, first and foremost, is designed to protect you. I think we've all heard that. We all know that, but I want you to know some more details about this that I truly wish I knew sooner. Your mind is not against you. Your mind is for you, and it's always, always, always trying to serve you. It's always trying to help you. That might sound like, what the heck, but I know this thought doesn't help me. I know the performance anxiety doesn't help me. I know that the self-doubt doesn't help me. I know that insecurities don't help me, or the comparison to other dancers. Consciously, you know that it is doing you harm to have this belief and act out of it. You know that. But on a subconscious level, because your mind is probably stuck in the past when that belief was formed, it's like, no, but I have to hold on to that belief and these behaviors to protect you. And that's where we get that feeling that we are at war with our minds. Like, we're trying to not think that, not feel that, be positive. But here's the thing, since your brain is designed to protect you first, that's its number one job, self-preservation, keeping you safe. If you start to try to just think positively, it won't work sustainably. You might experience temporary relief, and that's great. I'm glad you're getting temporary relief. But if you find yourself continuing to go back into the pattern of, I'm not good enough, or the experience of, like I said, performance anxiety, self-doubt, whatever it is, chances are it's because your brain on a subconscious level thinks it needs to hold on to that belief and those behaviors to keep you safe. It's like, yeah, that's positive thinking stuff, great, but we need to keep you safe. Okay, and that starts to create lack of rapport. It's called between the conscious and subconscious mind. Consciously, you want to be positive. Consciously, you want to believe in yourself. Consciously, you want to put yourself out there and dance to the fullest and enjoy yourself. But subconsciously, your mind is probably stuck in the past where you experienced pain. And so it's like, nah, we need to protect you. We have to keep this old belief or pattern around, because you're not safe to let it go. So I wanted to explain that to you guys, because that's something I teach all my one-on-one clients when I work with them as a mindset coach, to help them understand first the mechanics of why their mind is producing these thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, so that we can understand, oh, actually, our mind is always trying to help me. It's always trying to serve me. It's always trying to keep me safe. And what I do as a coach is I work with the way your mind actually works to understand, how is your mind actually trying to serve you, help you, and protect you by holding on to that thought, behavior, belief, the pattern, whatever it is, the pattern or experience that's not working for you. We understand why, where is that coming from, how is it created, and why does your mind think it needs to hold on to it? How is it trying to serve you? Because only once we acknowledge that and help your mind to establish a sense of psychological safety, like this feeling that it is safe to let this go. It is safe to believe in myself. It is safe to be seen and put myself out there. Only then will your mind be willing to let go of that old pattern, because only then will it believe that it's safe. I wanted to make a video to describe that and make it free and help everyone who watches this understand that, because it is truly something I believe everyone deserves to know. At the very least, I want you to listen to this video and remove judgment for yourself for experiencing those thoughts and feelings or the behaviors. Behaviors can be instinctual, like unconscious, like you don't on purpose tense up when you know you're being watched. You don't want to do that. It's still a behavior, even though it's it's unconsciously happening. Like it's instinctual. You're not trying to make it happen. It's just your body just does that. Okay, that's still considered a behavior. Or it could be a conscious behavior of like not raising your hand to ask a question because you don't want to be perceived as stupid, or you don't want people to really know that it's true. You're an imposter. You don't belong to be there. If you were smart enough or you belonged, you should know the answer to that question. Like maybe that's an example of like a conscious behavior that you're doing. So yeah, I want you to understand that, to also just not only remove judgment and shame towards yourself for experiencing these things, but also demystify why that might be happening, to provide clarity to you and understand that your mind is not against you, it's for you. Okay, it is for you. And a practical tool I could give you with this video is to start to ask yourself questions like, get curious, what am I doing? What is the belief beneath the behavior? Where did that belief come from? How is it trying to help me? Like, how is it trying to keep me safe or help me avoid something that's painful or scary? And what can I do to start to help myself feel safe? You know, that's a super, super simplistic version of the process, but I can also invite you into working together, because this is something I do specialize in and I help dancers with all the time. So I do want to validate that like you can make so much progress on your own. I don't want to pretend like everyone needs a coach or whatever. I do think getting help is so helpful, and it really expedites that process of change and healing, or gets you unstuck where you felt stuck for a long time. But yeah, I do want to share this value in the video, and then also invite you, if you're curious about how you and I can work together to really break through this, then just know that the support is available. And even if you don't work with me, there are lots of different professionals out there. Coaches, sports psychologists can help to, you know, we all have different specialties. Like coaching is different than therapy, different than sports psychology. But I just want to encourage you, look into support with this if you've been really affected by things like performance anxiety, self-doubt, insecurities, imposter syndrome, things like that. You don't have to keep struggling. That's it for me. I hope that this video was really eye-opening for you and really encouraging, and that at the very least you leave this video being like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy. Curiosity and diving into the deeper layers of how your mind is trying to protect you is going to serve you so much more than just simple positive thinking and willpower to just think something different or push the thoughts and feelings away. So hope this served you. Sending my love, and I will see you in the next episode. All right, bye.